space. We go. Current time is November 10 at just after 9 p.m. local, Brookshire, Texas, which is less than an hour drive west of Houston. Good time for me to be going through the Houston area. Good day too. Got as many of the miles I have remaining as I can. Right around 710, it is possible that I can reach the receiver from here, but I don't need to get that close necessarily. Just want to get at least reasonably close. We're even just like a 1 hour drive or so from my from wherever I shut down to the receiver works for me too. Halfway point, from what I see on the map, looks to be around the Slidell, Louisiana area. So I'm going to venture a guess that's where I'll probably plan on taking my break unless I feel like I can go a little further than that by that point in time. We'll see from there. The later I can stay out before I'm ready to stop, the better though. That hour of night, there's usually nowhere to park. I'm not the biggest fan of doing 30-minute breaks in the fuel island, especially when I usually like to take naps during my breaks anyway. Taking naps also gives me the option to do 8-2 splits, by the way. So if I run like about 4 or 5 hours at a time, in that ballpark. If I do 4 or 5 hours, take a 2-hour break, and then do another 4 or 5 hours, I can actually usually always do an 8-2 split every night. Because when you do an 8-2 split, it extends your 14-hour clock, and depending on what kind of hours you spent driving prior to that, you might or may not get hours back on your 11-hour clock as well. Usually I do find that when I run 4 to 5 hours at a time and then stop for 2 and then move again, I actually do have that option where I can do an 8-2 split every single shift, because I'll always get something, at least some time on my 11-hour clock back when I run that way. And I can actually do it with take the naps during my shift and never have to worry about having delays for fatigue. So I'm just kind of I'm planning in fatigue stops by design into my shift. Different reasons why guys think that. Sometimes a guy hates a woman who loves animals because it's like they think that the woman's going to give the animal more attention or love than not will him. So between that and a responsible person, yeah, it's like you're saying, I gotta do what I gotta do to make a living. That comes first. I'm not gonna. You can either be part of it or you can be in the way of it. my pursuit of where I want to be, then not too bad. But yes. I don't hate pets, obviously, but at the same time, I'm perfectly fine with not having any either, because there's a responsibility you have when you have pets, and they also take patience. Oh, we got brake check. Is that gonna brake check the other one now? So this guy goes flying around this other car. Yeah. I'm seeing some road rage here. I can't catch up to them though, so. Okay, so this black car passes him. Yeah, I just got it on my dash cam too. This black car passes this other car out. You know, I can't see the black car now because it's on the other side of a semi, but the white car's in the right, the exit only lane now. But this, yeah, anyway, this black car passes up the white car, gets in front of him, but then the white car hits his brights to show his displeasure with what the black car did. Because basically the black car cut him off, in a way. And then the black car starts trying to brake check the white car. Then tried to cut off the white car at the same time the white car was trying to move over to my lane while there was another car approaching from behind. So almost caused an accident. Yeah. So save that footage and let's see if I can get some good info off it. People have made it to Slidell, Louisiana. I'm going to go ahead and stop here and do my break. I've actually driven just shy of 400 miles since leaving Brookshire, Texas. I'm going to stop at the TA, which is right off the 10 West here. I'm going to go. I'm at the east end of I-12 right now, going east, and we'll be going west on 10, and the very first exit is where the TA is. Good on ETA. Also did a check earlier as I was 710 miles out when I left Brookshire, and based on the distance, at the time how many miles I'd driven, the number was coming out to about 1930 tomorrow night, or actually tonight. It's early in the morning on the 11th right now, and the load's due on the 11th at midnight. So, basically running about 4 hours ahead of schedule, which is good. It's perfect. It gives me time to do a 2-hour break here, and with a 2-hour break and doing about 5-6 hours in between legs, it also gives me the option of doing a 30-minute break. I mean, an 8-2 split also. Yeah, that's the same. Country Pride. See, Country Pride, it's an automatic clear of TAs here. after 3 a.m. local, so hopefully we'll find a place to park. More confident that I can find something after 4 a.m., but figure out when we get here if there's anywhere to park. Stop on the fuel island first. Take a quick little break there, and then come back out and see if there's a place to park. Walking across, I'll wait for him. Biggest slot in the world, so is the one next to that long-nosed peak? Yeah, that'll work. Its own work. I don't like when I cut them short. I can't tell where the line is, so as long as my ICC bar keeps rotating toward this palm nose, it should be good. Which it is. I have a space here. Just a little bit of max rate forward gives me room to try to get my tractor to chase it in. Didn't chase it enough. Have a limit here. I want to get a little bit further away from this long nose though. Good to go here. I'm gonna take a couple hour break here and then get rolling again and try to get somewhere in the ballpark of our receiver. Which would be somewhere anywhere, basically anywhere in the neighborhood of Tallahassee. Alright, stay tuned. Guys, ready to roll again. Next stop will be in the Florida Panhandle. I'll finish getting across Louisiana, and then it gets about an hour or so drive across Mississippi, if I remember right. And then a half hour, or actually maybe even less than half an hour, across Alabama. Trying to watch my tandems, or the back of my trailer as well. Let me double check, because that long nose I'm worried about.
What do you think? How long will I wait yet?
Looking good. Got plenty of room over there.
Try again.
I just wanted to make sure my tail wasn't going to swing out and hit that long nose on the way out.
I just put his radio in. You just put the radio in? Yeah. Okay, sounds good. We're ready to start if you want to take a few more minutes. take a few minutes to wake up.
Degrees here, but it's chilly out there. I've had occasions where I actually feel warmer at 20, 25 degrees than I do right now. Probably part of the fact the sun's not out is probably part of that. I start rotating as soon as the curb over here on the end of the island, as soon as I start to get basically to the near side of my lane, is when I start to turn my tractor. As you see, I basically put my tractor into the next lane over, and then I came back to my lane. That allows me to meet my tandems just right there at, with my. As soon as my tandems get lined up basically with my lane, that's when my tractor also lines up with the lane. Very common for new drivers when they're just learning how to drive a truck. They always have a habit of making this mistake of, as I call it, driving their truck like they're in a car. You cannot drive a truck like you're in a car. If you do that, you're going to have an accident. Trust me. Do not drive your truck like you're in a car. When you do your turns, you got to turn with your mind on the back of the trailer and not the front of your truck. You know, when you're in a car, when you make a turn, you just go straight into whatever lane you want or wherever you're going. You just point the nose out usually. But you can't think like that in a truck. If you think like that, I guarantee you're sooner or later going to have an accident. So if you use these principles here, basically as soon as you get to the apex of the turn, basically, or the intersection. So on a left turn like that, when I got to the island, at the end of the island, on the side that's facing my side of the road, as soon as I was next to my door, that's when I started my turn. Not an island, it might be the lane stripe. Whatever's the near side of my lane that I want is when I start my turn, and then I just at that point focus on the tractor. Very common. Everyone likes to get so fixated on watching the tandems, which is always good, but sometimes when you might do it at a cost of improperly placing your tractor because you're so busy watching your tandems, you have no idea how to actually guide the tandems by deliberately placing the tractor instead. If you focus more on what you're doing with the front of the tractor and where it's going, and this dash cam view will give you that idea. Just focus on what exactly the tractor's doing only, and not worry about the trailer for a second. And then when you're coming around, when you start coming back around to basically come back toward your lane, go ahead and look at your tandems and make sure they're tracking the way you want them to, or at least in that ballpark. And you're gonna find that you're gonna be lining up with your desired lane at the same time your tandems are getting there, more often than not. You'll have to play around with the timing some, depending on where your tandems are positioned, because if they're in a normal like 40 foot or so position, then what I'm talking about here is the standard practice, or at least what I do. If the tandems are further back, you got to account for the fact that tandems are further back and are going to be more resistant to rolling forward on you once you are in a turn. So they're gonna off track a lot more the further back they are. So you gotta account for whatever that number of feet is. So if your tandems are the 40-foot mark, which is the California setting, that's one thing. But if they're all the way back, that's 47 feet or so. So that's a whole half a lane further. So if you have a standard setup and your tandems are all the way back, you want to start your turn at least half a lane past at least half a lane, maybe even one full lane past where you normally would if you had the tandems in a normal like 40-foot position. I-10 in Louisiana is 273 miles, so we're already almost out of Louisiana. And we just passed 271 if I recall, so yeah, I think this should be 272 coming right up. Yeah, as soon as we get across this bridge up in front of us, we'll be crossing into Mississippi. Should be the Mississippi River here, actually. And we will have 76 miles of Mississippi and it's like 66 miles of Alabama. I thought it was a little bit more, or a little less actually, but. About that. So I remember crossing what I thought was the Mississippi as we were getting into Baton Rouge. But what threw me off is that I've been to New Orleans and I know the Mississippi goes right through New Orleans. So, but I guess I got a little backward on which side of basically what New Orleans it's on. I thought it was over on the east side of there. More like it splits right into like the middle of New Orleans. Yeah, it goes generally north-northwest from there up toward Baton Rouge before it starts going up toward, I believe it's Minnesota. on the on-ramp already, so I'm moving over as soon as I notice them, because I know they're pretty good chance it's going to be a conflict there. I don't know how long their lane's staying there. Seem to be okay with staying where they're at, though. Trucks use left lanes already. So sounds like I'll be staying in this lane for now. A white sign with black writing. I mean, it's mandatory. You have to use the left lanes if you're a through truck. In other words, if you're not getting off the freeway at this exit coming up, then you need to be in the middle or left lane. Your phone and do things on it while you're simultaneously passing a truck. The problem with stopping on the right shoulder. Sooner or later you're going to come out and become a traffic hazard for trucks or for traffic that's already on the road. Well, you're not supposed to be there except unless you have a bona fide emergency. Because there's a tanker getting ready to pass me right now. He was preparing to pass me before I came across that truck. I knew the truck was coming. But the problem was I was expecting this guy passing me now to get by me first. I couldn't tell that he actually saw the truck on the shoulder. I could see it before the budget truck moved over, but this tanker's position made me doubt that he could actually see it for so well. Thankfully, he stayed back enough where I could move over. complete retard. The guy who was on the right shoulder, he's just camping out there right behind me and too close distance. There's no reason for that. Just either back off or pass me. I don't care which, but do something. It tells me he's probably distracted driving. There's nobody else around us. He has plenty of opportunity to go around me, but he's not. So, and it looks like he's got the ability to go faster than me if he wants to. So it really makes me question why he's even doing this now. And he must be a complete fucking moron to be following me less than half a truck length distance. Not a damn thing good can come out of that. Left on my clock now. It means that I've driven 7 hours total today. 7 times 60 would put me on 420 miles that I should have driven so far. Let's figure out what. Okay, I've done 459, so actually adding about half an hour, a little more than half an hour, because I'm also counting for the 10 or 12 minutes, whatever it was, that I did for pre-trip. That basically cuts into that. Now, that's my way of figuring out if I'm staying on pace, and if so, by how much, or if not, by how much. Had about an hour and a half buffer as of yesterday. As of yesterday's finish. This extra 30 minutes here will put me right around 2 hours ahead in terms of how much time I have to work with relative to what I need. Hit your brakes to react to a truck that's already in the lane, definitely something wrong with your driving. And then he's getting off the freeway here, which means there was really no benefit at all. No point at all to what he did. stuck behind other vehicles anyway. Yeah, up until the point to get off the freeway.
California, we're just not going to continue to pay the kind of money that we're paying because of fires that should never be to the extent they are. Photo. This enhanced satellite image provided by NASA's Earth Observatory shows a wildfire in Paradise, Calif, on Thursday, November 8, 2018. NASA via AP. More. Trump has long feuded with current California Gov. Jerry Brown, a Democrat, who is set to be replaced by fellow Trump antagonist Gavin Newsom. The Democrat was elected to the office last week. Newsom was previously married to former Fox News host Kimberly Guilfoyle, who now dates Donald Trump Jr. It's costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars because of incompetence in California, Trump said in that cabinet meeting. Cal Fire's operating budget for 2018-19 is $2.3 billion. Data reacted equals 48 greater than it's unclear where Trump was getting the figure of hundreds of billions of dollars. Cal Fire's operating budget for 2018-19 is $2.3 billion. More, entire city of Malibu evacuated as fires race through Southern California, jump 101 freeway, data reacted equals 49, greater than, more, entire city of Malibu evacuated as fires race through Southern California, jump 101 freeway. Provided $212 million to the state of California in 2017. Data reacted equals 50, greater than fire management assistance grants, authorized through the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, refund as much as 75% of firefighting costs for departments. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development also provided $212 million to the state of California in 2017. The story continues. Trump pulled the country out of the agreement in June 2017. Data reacted equals 55 greater than Trump's tweet ironically comes while he is in Paris, the namesake of the Paris Climate Agreement, under which nearly 200 countries agreed to curb greenhouse gas emissions in order to combat climate change. The agreement was signed by the U.S. during Barack Obama's administration, but Trump pulled the country out of the agreement in June 2017. Photo. A house burns during the Woolsey fire on November 9, 2018 in Malibu, Calif.
Stay where you're at, Carol Fulmer. You're not going to get anywhere. Freaking four-wheelers wouldn't be out cutting me off. People would leave room.
Data reacted equals 67, greater than Michael Mann, an atmospheric science professor at Penn State University, told PBS NewsHour in August that he believes climate change is contributing to the increased seriousness of wildfires. We're not saying that climate change is literally causing the events to occur, he said. What people conclude with a great deal of confidence now is that climate change is making these events more extreme. Stephanie X contributed to this report. Data reacted equals 69, greater than ABC News. Stephanie X contributed to this report. Article 18 of 21. Southern California fire burns mobile homes, Malibu mansions. Malibu, Calif. AP, 2 people were found dead and scores of houses.
van that crashed. Ace. Yeah. Straight van. Looked like he hit the wall. I think Carol Fulmer was just trying to cock block the four-wheelers. I don't think he was trying to pass me. But my point still stands. Just let the four-wheelers do what they're going to do. It's, I mean, it's a confusing situation for all of us. Not knowing where they're supposed to be or whatever. What the hell is this guy doing? Alrighty. Trucks use right lane. I don't care. I'll do what speed I think I need to do. Carnival Fantasy. That's a big ass cruise ship. I came through here right in the middle of the tropical storm that, or hurricane that dropped down to a tropical storm status, whatever. Right at the same time it was coming through here. Nice battleship. I don't know which one. Oh, it says 60 on it. Guess I'll have to research that one. Looks to be a battleship though. I see a lot of big guns on it. I'm facing in both directions. Is that just a museum though? Yeah, it looks like everything there's a museum. I'm assuming the battleship's also part of the, probably part of the museum. You know about your brake light? gotten into Florida and through the agricultural checkpoint. Pretty quick and easy here. I think they have a camera that can see that what my reefer's set at or something sometimes. So half the time I don't even have to show my my BOL. Now we got the chicken coop coming up next. Open, but I had a bypass. These Florida way stations crack me up because they always have one lane that's like a bypass lane in there. Usually about a 45-mile-an-hour limit. I call it a pass-through penalty. Any of you guys who watch NASCAR know, at least, well, it's been a while since I've watched NASCAR, but the last time I have watched it, I know they, for certain infractions, they would require the driver to do what's called a pass-through penalty, which is go through the pit lane. Just go through pit lane from one end to the other, and then come right back out on the track. It's kind of the same thing there. You just go in there, keep your speed at 45 while everyone else is doing 70. And you get back up to 70 when you come back out. Changes. Now, like I say, when you get through past another truck, do them carefully. If you're on a wet or icy road, then being a little bit too abrupt with your lane change can actually cause you to jackknife. And in any kind of condition, if you have a four-wheeler following you, quite often the four-wheeler will try to pass you on the right at the same time you're trying to move over. it's hard to see the four-wheeler behind you in a lot of those cases. Even if you're really looking in your mirrors, sometimes they're just so damn close to you, you can't see them at all. And I always say, keep paying attention to your right mirror when you're moving back over. Just focus on it and then let your peripheral vision handle completing the lane change and paying attention to what's in front of you. I know where I'm going to stop, but I'm feeling a little lethargic right now. I'm going to be stopping at the Loves probably where US 231 runs into the 10. It's about the 134 mile marker or somewhere on there. 130 something. But definitely need to, I don't feel like I'm as alert as I should be, so I'm going to stop here for a few, maybe just stretch my legs and take a break, whatever, and then finish the last 100 or so miles. Open. Come on. Just barely misses ICC bar with my rear guard. Let's get over here on this side until my tandems get over into my lane. Just take a break here. I'm ready to roll now. It's walking around the lot a little bit. Trying to get my blood flowing a little bit. Now I should be able to get should be able to knock out the last 100 or so miles. More easily now. Did see another JCT pull in here right when I was walking on my trail. I think it was 3758 was the number. Black Freightliner. He's got to yield to me, so. Hyundai, it was squeezing in between me and the Penske truck passing me right now. Very stupid move. Back off the damn throttle and wait for the Penske truck to get by me first. Don't be going doing stupid things like that. Getting your ass right behind me and then cutting off a truck to get around, a van to move, to get around it. And I wish DMVs would require everybody to at least ride a few times in a big truck first before they're allowed to drive around us at all. So getting a more of appreciation for what it's like to be one of us. Sickening the stupid risks that people take in their cars. This guy's got a phone in his hand. Yeah, and I don't care about, I'm not going to make a big stink out of people texting and driving or whatever the case may be, but come on, at least have a little bit of common sense here. Put it in a damn mount and don't touch it when you're around other traffic or curves. That's 540, driven 588. Shift today. I got 37 minutes left on my clock, but not much for meaningful places to stop beyond here. And I'm within about 50, 60 miles or so of my receiver anyway, so this is perfectly fine by me. I don't have a pre-plan yet, or a reload assignment yet, so I don't know if I'll end up doing more than the 50 miles on the next shift anyway until I get a pre-plan. This is the Loves in Cottondale, Florida that I'm going to, right where US 231 and I-10 meet up. How are you driving so slow for? It's a 45 zone. You know, I know damn well you're not doing anywhere near 45. Guy's turning, but he's taking his sweet ass time, so I don't care. plenty of time to do that anyway. Well, he's got to wait for the cross traffic, the oncoming traffic regardless, so probably a good thing that I did go. Hurry up. If you want to take your fucking sweet ass time, there's another car coming that I was almost having a problem with. Look at that beauty. Perfect. Perfectly centered all the way. Very productive day. Got 684 miles driven today. Should only be about 50 or 60 miles away from our receiver now. Let's get the exact distance. 51. We're actually 55 taking the route I plan to take. Yeah. I have a couple options. I can either take Highway 12 and take it straight across, or I can stay on 10, go a little further down, and then get off at Highway 267 and take it back up to basically downtown Quincy. In either case, it'd be on US. It's right off of US 90. Now that I think about it, I can avoid a little bit of downtown if I go the Highway 12 route. It's also shorter miles, so I think I'll just do that. Alright, it's that concludes this shift. Hopefully we'll have more than just delivering tonight to work with on the next shift. All right, thanks for watching.